Can you walk me through a TCP handshake? And before I focus on this, I want to also refer back to a comment I made earlier, the computer system engineer. Now, one of the challenges of when you're looking for cloud engineers is it's kind of a hybrid skill set. Now, when computer networking became popular, you would have your system admins who would manage the servers where the operating systems were deployed, and you had your networking guys who did the Cisco router stuff and the LAN, in the WAN stuff, and they each had their own competencies associated with them, but they would seldom cross paths. And when you think about some of the problems inherent with cloud, now let's say you have an availability bottleneck, but the problem that's causing it isn't one that can be troubleshot through normal, troubleshooting an app that's running on your local area network, and you can get into the application logs and look at stuff. But if your app can't be accessed because of some other reason that's unique to the cloud, the problem could be based on something that's maybe, say, a network thing. And if people, and I'm going to date myself a bit, but if people remember what we used to call system engineers, the kind of people who would write custom, say, Perl scripts where they would automate a lot of administrative type things that have to happen on the back end on the servers. Those people were very valuable because they could write their own code to solve very particular problems, to do to triage, just try to find the source of a problem. And so cloud engineers are going to be they're going to look more and more to someone who has some understanding of how do things work on the network side, what could cause a problem in accessing an application because of a network related thing. And usually application developers weren't asked to think about that stuff. They were just thinking about 3 tiers of the application stack and just writing the code and all that stuff. But cloud engineers in between, like, say, DevOps or site reliability engineers, those are more the types of people are going to become more and more popular because they have all the knowledge on the application side and the dev side, but they also have some ideas to how networks work, how applications move over the wire. So this has always been a super useful question that will let you see if a developer has any sort of understanding of what actually goes on when 2 servers or a client and a server actually are trying to have a conversation. So this is a totally fair question. I would encourage you to use it. So let me explain what a TCP handshake is. So you have, say, a client and you have a server. Now, number one, so the client sends a request. The client, this guy wants to talk to this guy. So they send what is called a SYN, which stands for this, synchronized sequence number. Because when you think of IP, and IP addresses, so this guy wants to identify themselves to this person, but they're going to present this sequence number. Now, the server, they send what is called a SYN-ACK bit set. So it's a combination of the sequence number to acknowledge, and then acknowledge, it's like, yes, I received your request, and here's me acknowledging that, as well as verifying that, that we're now talking about the same sequence number. And then the client sends an acknowledgement to say, hey, I've received your message, we're good to go. And then once both sides both commonly agree that yes, you're an accepted user, we can definitely share information, we can be connected, and we now have an established connection.